Hey, everybody. Welcome back to HealthCare Consumerism Radio. This is Brent Macy, Managing Director of the Institute for HealthCare Consumerism, along with Doug Field, CEO and founder of the Institute for HealthCare Consumerism. And we're going to do something a little bit different here on this segment. All you employers out there, brokers, consultants, TPAs, and health plans, you're our core. You're our community. And, our objective is to really talk to you on this program about what you need to be looking at and what are some of the trends in the healthcare consumerism space that you really need to be looking at. And we thank you very much for listening, and we're going to continue to do that on some other segments. But for this segment, what we really wanted to do was talk directly to some of the solution providers out there and what it is that we do here at the Institute for Healthcare Consumerism that can help you solution providers really move your business forward into the next year by utilizing the media properties like this radio program that you're hearing right now in 2015 and beyond. And Doug, you've been in the media business for a very long time. And you've built leading properties across multiple different markets, but have been in the healthcare benefit space for the majority of your career. From a media standpoint, talk a little bit about our properties here at the Institute for Healthcare Consumerism and how they can help solution providers who are trying to move their business forward in 2015 and gain more customers.
Yeah, thanks, Brad. Absolutely. But let me step back and talk about marketing first. Marketing, that we talk about a lot is, you're right, I've been in this business a long time. I'm grandfather. I've been in this business 30 years. I founded Employee Benefit News, that group. I was involved in the birth of 401k plans and saw that explosion, saw the explosion of managed care. But right now, this market has never been more chaotic. I'm going to say that in a positive way. Or disruptive, in the past, in anything like the past 30 years. So whether it's exchanges that is talked about a lot, whether it's HSAs exploding along with high deductible plans, transparency solutions, wearables, digital health, telehealth, and I'm not trying to leave anything out, even the creativity with supplemental health and voluntary players. There's just a lot going on out in this marketplace. And sometimes it's hard for a solution provider that is on this fast track to maybe think about marketing that really is a more longer-term program. I think everyone is looking at, hey, how do I make sales tomorrow? How do I make sales today? Some of these companies are dealing with more RFPs than they know what to deal with. But they're all dealing with a longer sales pipeline. Pipelines that average anywhere from 6 months to 18 to even 24 months. And I think that we're in a race, and we're in an Oklahoma land grab across all these segments, not just exchanges. And there's never been a more important time for companies to put together really a solid, integrated program that, establishes brand leadership and the essence of who they are and what they're all about, that enables them to present their thought leadership and drive demand. All three of those things working hand in hand. And when you look at what we've created at the Institute from an information standpoint to serve that community that you talked about, that's now grown to 70,000 employers, brokers, advisors, TPAs, consultants, and health plans. That's our core. Then we have the ability to connect you, the solution providers, to this core. And not just short-term through an e-blast, because like you and I talk about, Brent, we don't recommend that. We say, hey, how can we help you put together that brand campaign, that thought leadership campaign, and that demand generation campaign across our properties, our events, where you can come in and have a basic exhibit level, but if you truly want to be a leader, then that's why our platinum, gold, and silver are there, to enable you to stand out from your competition and be a leader. But the same can be across the other platforms. It's interesting, because we talk about it all the time. I mean, magazine advertising is coming back. Not ever going to come back to be the dominant part, but a print digital advertising program in our properties, can help a company truly create that brand presence when combined with our other tools.
Now, Doug, going back to one thing you said, talk a little bit more about the essence of your brand. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, a lot of that's a very good question, Brett. The essence of your brand is, what do you really stand for? It's not about Go Health's logo. It's not about, Truven Health Analytic logo. And some people think that. It's about what's behind that logo. What do you stand for? What is the innovation you represent? What is the quality execution of your solution that you represent? Who is the leadership behind that company? And what does that represent as far as an understanding of the market space that you're in and the solutions that you're innovating and developing to help employers and others solve those pain points that they're dealing with, whether it's cost, whether it's resources, whether it's engagement, or whatever it is. That's really creating the essence of who you are, the brand, the essence of who you are.
Now, when I have a lot of conversations with solution providers out there all the time, and what they say is, hey, I want to do business with, employers who have 10,000 employees or more. And I had a couple conversations out west. He said, you know how many companies out there, have that size, and there's a good amount, but it's not a ton. There's a really good mid-market segment group that's out there as well. But going back to the big, Fortune 1000 companies, going back to what you're saying about brand essence, a Fortune 1000 company will not do business with you unless they know who you are.
That's right.
Correct?
That's right. But I think there's something else to add to that, too. Sometimes you and your team are faced with questions that are more sales-oriented instead of marketing-oriented. Sometimes you're faced with, here's my target, but is that really a marketing response, or is that what the sales team wants? Because when you look at a marketing initiative, how can we help plant the seeds across the community? Because we face another question all the time, Brent. Companies say, well, health plan's my direct customer. And like you and we say all the time, there's 900 health plans out there. How are you making sure that you're there, and we can help you get there? But more importantly, how are you making sure the employer's hairs are on fire? So they're going to their health plan and saying, hey, talk to us about WellTalk. Talk to us about ABC solution. Talk to us about XYZ solution. So, the uniqueness of what we're doing from a marketing standpoint to help you, the solution providers, is we're almost like an insurance policy. If you believe that you're part of the healthcare consumerism solution, and you also believe that it's important for your message to be seen and understood by all the stakeholders, because you never know where your business is going to come from. You never know where your influence is going to come from. Yeah, you sell through brokers, but if an employer asks a broker about you, the broker is going to be on the phone talking to you. Yes, maybe TPA is where you want to sell, but how is a TPA becoming aware through their employers of these solutions? So we're almost like an insurance policy. And I think the other thing I'd say to the solution providers out there is that you're innovating. You're being creative. You're trying to change up to serve a changing, fast-moving market. But sometimes, in the most positive way I can say this, your marketing programs remain status quo. Your marketing programs are remaining what you've done in some of the traditional media or traditional events. And we just urge you to kind of step up and take a look at who we are, not just our events, which are growing, but across our properties, our publications, this radio program, our web community that you can take a first step and become an affiliate member with, custom media. I mean, we can develop special initiatives around small employers or around target groups like health plans. If you want us to develop custom projects for you, we can do that, because I'd like to believe the thing we're noted for, aside from serving our community well, is listening to our marketers and building programs that work. Mm-hmm. Building programs that work and doing it on a cost-effective basis. And if an early-stage company is listening to this, we can do things pretty cost-effective. We can help you get out there because, Brent, you said something so incredibly important. If you're an early-stage company and you want a major company to do business with you, then you need to have a marketing program that stands up and creates this image, not just through PR. We hear a lot of that. PR is a great tool, but good, solid marketing program through sponsorship presence at events, through advertising, through other marketing tools, through custom media, says to a buyer out there, you must be somebody we need to do business with. You must have resources behind you. So we probably need to talk to you. And when it comes to the mid-market, this is kind of my final point. I talk about the mid-market all the time. Companies I qualify between 250 and 5,000 employees. That's the heart of America, heart of a lot of work getting done. These companies have resources, but they don't have over-resources like consultants. They have big challenges. How do you find them? That's hard to find them. It's hard to, that's where marketing can play a big, big role in helping you find those hidden jewels. That company with 1,000 employees, Plant City Steel Company that you haven't heard about, that now is thinking about consumerism. Are you there in front of them right now?
Now, the one for everybody out there and everything that Doug has just talked about, you can find that all that information at our website, which is theihcc.com. And if you go click on marketing resources, there's information on all our different properties. And as Doug mentioned, our publications, which our publications are produced 8 times a year, and that's with 2 annual issues, which is our annual Outlook issue that will come out the first part of 2015 and really allow you as a company to position yourselves and tell our core audience where you see the market moving in 2015 relative to your solutions. And it's an extremely well-read issue along with all our other issues. But we do encourage you to go to the marketing resource page. We're going to actually post this conversation there as well. And reach out to us and would love to see how we might be able to help you. And we thank you very much for everybody who came to IHC Forum West. And till next week, we'll see you on HealthCare Consumerism Radio.